All right, so this whole issue coming up also in Washington, D.C., facing questions about military spending. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth defending the use of our military in Los Angeles in response to those ICE protests and arrests. Hegseth making that defense before the Senate Appropriations Committee. So CBS News Pentagon reporter Ellie Watson is watching that hearing right now. So how does Hegseth defend those troops in local cities when California's Attorney General, California's governor, even LAPD chiefs say that federal troops are not trained in the actions of local law enforcement?
Yeah, that's right. The most heated exchange during the hearing so far that I've seen about this issue came with Senator Jack Reed, who asked the secretary, the secretary has made the point that his job is making the military more lethal. Senator Reed asked, how does deploying these Marines, deploying the members of the National Guard to LA increase lethality? The defense secretary defended the deployment, saying that they are there to protect federal personnel, federal property, federal functions, so that ICE agents can conduct law and order in LA. Now, Defense Secretary Hegseth has deployed 700 active duty Marines, but they have not yet reached the streets of LA. And that's because they are in a staging area just south of LA County where they're receiving additional training on the use of force domestically. Because as senators yesterday and today have pointed out, active duty Marines aren't necessarily trained to handle protests. They are being trained in non-lethal weapons and in how to use force in a situation in LA. They do receive crowd control training because Marines are tasked with defending embassies abroad, but the level of training that police officers get for this kind of event, kind of crowd control situation, is not what Marines typically get.
Not only training, but also coordination from the Marines to local police in the United States on the streets of U.S. cities. It's a big ticket item to send the Marines in, to send the National Guard in, but there's another big ticket item given where Mr. Hegseth is testifying before that Appropriations Committee, and that is U.S. support for Ukraine. So let's jump the map now to an international issue. What did Mr. Hegseth have to say about the cost of that and the belief in spending money on support of Ukraine?
So the defense secretary faced bipartisan scolding because the Defense Department has not released a detailed budget request. And the Appropriations Committee, the House one yesterday and the Senate one today, really want to get in the weeds of the budget. But what we did learn today is that from Senator Chris Coons, he said that what the committee has received is that there is no security assistance for Ukraine in the request the Defense Department is making. Secretary Hegseth repeatedly calls on European allies to do more to step up to defend their own continent, but both Senator Coons and Republican Senator Mitch McConnell made the point that defending Ukraine is in America's interest. Defense Secretary Hegseth confirmed that there are still some packages flowing to Ukraine that were commissioned, that were approved back in the Biden administration, but he has not committed to using the $3.85 billion worth of more equipment that has already been appropriated and not yet sent to Ukraine.
CBS News Pentagon reporter Ellie Watson, we thank you.